Imagine two people who both make $100,000 a year. One feels middle class, stressed, and one unexpected bill away from panic. The other feels calm, has options, and gets richer every year, even if they never get another raise. Same income, totally different outcomes. Here's the uncomfortable truth. The 1% doesn't manage money the way most people do. They don't start with budgeting apps. They don't start with willpower. They start with a system that makes wealth almost automatic. In this video, I'm going to break down the exact money habits and rules that make someone look normal on the outside, but operate like the 1% behind the scenes. Quick disclaimer, this is educational, not personal financial advice. I'm not saying you should copy anyone's risks, especially the risky stuff. I'm showing you the principles that wealthy people use and how normal people can apply the safe version of them. The 1% mindset shift. They don't manage money, they allocate capital. Most people treat money like something to spend. The 1% treats money like something to deploy. Regular mindset. Can I afford this? Is my checking account high enough? 1% mindset. What is this dollar's job? What does this purchase cost me in future wealth? What's the best use of capital right now? They think like a business. And here's the first rule. Rule number 1. Every dollar needs an assignment before it hits your account. If your money shows up without a plan, life will assign it for you. Subscriptions, convenience spending, lifestyle upgrades, random fees, treat yourself leaks. The 1% doesn't rely on self-control. They rely on automation and structure. The 1% plays offense and defense at the same time. Most people only do one. Either they save aggressively but never invest, or they invest but have no protection and get wiped out by life. The 1% builds a system with 4 lanes. Lane 1, cash flow, monthly breathing room. Lane 2, protection, insurance plus emergency buffers. Lane 3, growth, investing. Lane 4, upside, skills, business, ownership. If you only focus on growth but ignore protection, one disaster resets you. So the 1% style isn't just investing, it's building a machine that survives real life. The core system. Pay yourself first, but do it like a CEO. You've heard pay yourself first. Most people try it like this. I'll save whatever is left at the end of the month. That's not paying yourself first, that's paying yourself last. The 1% approach. Money comes in, immediately gets routed into buckets automatically. Rule number 2, automate the priorities. Manual is optional. A simple split could look like retirement and investing 15% plus, including employer match, emergency fund until you hit your target, bills, fixed costs, spending, what's left. The exact numbers depend on your situation, but the structure is the point. The future gets paid before the present gets entertained. The hidden secret. The 1% obsesses over fixed costs, not small purchases. Most people try to save money by cutting coffee, small fun purchases, random $10 items. The 1% looks at what really controls your life. Rule number 3. Fixed costs are the cage. Lower fixed costs means freedom. Because fixed costs are permanent monthly commitments. Top fixed cost killers are housing you can barely afford, car payments that never end, high-interest debt minimums, insurance plans you never reshop, subscriptions you forgot about. If your fixed costs are high, you're forced to keep earning at a high level forever. That's not wealth, that's a treadmill. The 1% can take risks, invest more, and stay calm because they've built space into their monthly life. They think in net worth and liquidity, not just income. A huge difference. Most people track income, bills, maybe credit score. The 1% tracks net worth, liquidity, how long they can live without income, and ownership, how many assets pay them back. Rule number 4, income is not wealth. Ownership is wealth. If you stop working and your income goes to zero, what happens? If the answer is everything collapses, your money system is fragile. So start measuring emergency runway, 3 to 12 months, depending on stability,
invested assets, retirement and brokerage, debt load, especially high interest, total net worth trend. Is it rising every year? Wealth is a direction, not a moment. The 1% uses debt differently, but you must copy the safe version. This is where people get confused and copy the wrong part. The 1% may use debt as a tool because they have stable cash flow, strong reserves, diversified assets, and risk management. Most people use debt as a band-aid because they don't have cash. Rule number 5. Never use high-interest debt to fund lifestyle. Credit card debt is not leverage, it's a wealth vacuum. The safe version you can copy is avoid consumer debt traps, build a strong credit profile, and use debt only when the downside won't ruin you. Debt should never be able to destroy your future. Taxes. The 1% doesn't budget their way to wealth, they design for after-tax reality. Most people look at salary and ignore what they keep. The 1% looks at what comes in after taxes, what can be sheltered, what grows tax-advantaged. Rule number 6, focus on after-tax outcomes, not just pre-tax income. Safe moves for normal people are use 401k match, free money, consider Roth IRA if eligible, consider HSA if you have a high-deductible plan and it fits your situation. Don't ignore capital gains and withholding realities. You don't need loopholes. You need a basic system that stops you from leaking money to taxes unnecessarily. The 1% holds boring assets for a long time. The 1% is not constantly chasing the next hot thing. The real ones get rich through long timelines, consistency, low fees, and staying invested during boring years. Rule number 7, wealth is built in boredom, not excitement. The average person panics, buys high when everyone's excited, sells low when everyone's scared. The 1% often does the opposite. They keep buying, they keep holding, and they let time do the work. They don't need to be right every month. They just need to be consistent for years. The 1% buys time before they buy status. This one changes everything. Most people upgrade lifestyle first. Nicer car, bigger home, more convenience. The 1% upgrades time. Fewer hours trapped, more flexibility, more control. Rule number 8, spend to remove recurring pain, not to impress. Good buyback time spending, tools that help you earn more, health investments that prevent future costs, outsourcing low-value tasks after your basics are handled. Bad spending, anything that permanently increases fixed costs without increasing freedom.